Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Whenever we say, oh, we believe in one God, and everybody says, what is that God? You Sikhs, which God do you believe in? Then we have to answer something. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji in Jaap Sahib, he says to God, look, I can never express you in your entirety. There's no one name that denotes you. However, a clever person would describe you by your qualities. So in this video, I'm just trying to talk about some of the different qualities of Vaheguru, and there's no way that we can cover them all. So this being that we worship, the word God might not be the best word, because sometimes we understand that from a very Western concept. Creator might be a better word to use. We can say we believe in the one creator. We have a scripture which actually, instead of starting with a word, starts with the number one, ik. One being is created the world with this sound of Om. This is what we say is a primeval sound. Gita pasao eko kavao. That with this one sound, Vaheguru created the whole world. And then Akar, Akar is what the whole world is. And if you see in the old grunts, the Oankar goes like this all the way across the whole page, which is the whole of creation. And our conception of Vaheguru is that Vaheguru is pervading the entire creation. There's no part where Vaheguru is not. Karta Purkh, he is the doer. Nirpo, and then Nirvair. Vaheguru for us is without fear and without hate. He has no enemies. So together those two almost combine to being full of love. And then it says Akal Murat, that God's form is immortal. Ajuni. So this creator is also outside of the cycle of reincarnation. So we are inside that June. June is the circle of life and death and reincarnation. The creator is outside of that. He's never born, never dies. Sepang, that God, Vaheguru, that creator is self-created. No one made that creator. We can never understand Vaheguru because Vaheguru is self-made. And we're not, we're made by that creator. Gur Prasad, that we believe that the Guru is able to bless us with merging with that one. That's the aim of Sikhi, and the Guru is able to bless us with that. So the Guru comes with the wisdom and also the power to bless us with enlightenment. This creator was true before the beginning of time. So time, we understand, is actually a dimension, and at some point there was no time. So before time started, this creator was true and it was real. And then when time started, Jugaad such, at the beginning of time, the creator was also true. And then happy such, right now also the creator is true. And it's not gone anywhere. And then also Nanak hosi pi such, Nanak says also in the future it will also be true. And then we can go into other words in Gurbani which talk about creator. So one that is very relevant is Dayal. Vaheguru is full of compassion. God, our God is a compassionate God that's always able to forgive us as long as we're true and we go with true humility towards our creator. And then Meherwan, it's not the same, very similar word, but he is somebody who's always compassionate and able to forgive. He's Meherwan, he is bountiful, and he is a giver. He Datar is another word used for Vaheguru, that he is the giver. And we also use a lovely word which is Anand Roop, that Anand is bliss, and Vaheguru is the pure form of bliss. We say in Anand Sahib, Anand Anand sabko kahe, Anand Guru te janiya. That a lot of people talk about, oh, that was so great, that was amazing, or that was amazing, or this experience was amazing. But actually, the true amazing experience, we say, is Vaheguru. Having that experience of Vaheguru is so awesome and so amazing that he is a form of awesomeness. And when we do meditation and we start activating our Dasam Dwar, people feel blissed out. They're sitting there in a Gurdwara and they're on top of the world. It's free. And that blissed out experience is better than any drug you can consume, or that you'd pay money for. And there's no come down. And Vaheguru is the form of that bliss. One bit that a lot of people say quite regularly in the middle of Jaap Sahib is Gobinde, Mukande, Udare, Apare, Haryang, Karyang, Nirname, Akame. Gobinde means the sustainer. So right now this world is being sustained by that creator. And then Mukande, he is the destroyer as well. Sikhs don't have this concept that God only does good. Everything is done by that creator. Udare, Apare. He saves us. Apare. He's beyond any limit. Haryang, Karyang. So he makes us blossom. And then also, he's a doer. He does everything. Hukme andar sabko, bahar hukam na koi. That Vaheguru's will is what is being done, and no one can step outside that will. Nirname Akame. He has no name. We can't just say, okay, well, our name for God is the best one. It doesn't work. We know, as far as Sikh is concerned, there's no name for God. And then Akame, he's without any desire. So we can't do anything for our Creator. The Creator can only do for us. We can merge and be enlightened. And we also say that Vaheguru is Parva. That means he's carefree. We are full of worries, are full of stress, because we don't understand the grand plan. But when Vaheguru tells us, listen, be carefree, obviously do the best you can, but also don't worry about the outcome, because Vaheguru's got it in hand. Not in our hand, it's in his hand. Not only is Vaheguru present in this world, but he's also Nirankar. And this word is used, is that he has no form. He's outside of this world. He's separate from it, and yet within it. That's a concept that we can't get our mind around. And that's the whole point. We can't actually get our mind around Vaheguru, but we understand that this world is finite. It came up and it's going to go back down and destroyed. But Vaheguru won't. Vaheguru's always going to be there. And he's inside us. He's Ang Sang. He's as close to us as our limbs. Nere te nera. The experience of Vaheguru itself is enlightening. Vaheguru is basically enlightener. He is the ultimate enlightener. Because the minute you have an experience of that Creator, where you connect, you start to get more enlightened. And this kind of brings us on to the idea of what is the soul's relationship to that Creator. And Guruji talks about that, Tu mera pita, tu hai mera mata, tu mera bandhap, tu mera prata. You are my true relation, you are my mother, you are my father, you are my true love, you are my brother. And we're talking to Vaheguru as Vaheguru is everything to us, and is our ultimate support and our ultimate friend in this world. And so the soul's relationship to Vaheguru is kind of like built into what is Vaheguru. A good analogy could be that Vaheguru is the ocean and we're a drop. We've come out of that ocean and now we've forgotten that we were once part of this great beautiful ocean that we love so much. And now that the initial pain of separation is there, we lost that pain of separation, and now we become deluded into thinking that we separate. And that's homme. The homme word is basically your sense of ego, your sense of separateness from that divine. And now Vaheguru is teaching us that when we try to connect back with that divine, we realize that actually we're not separate from the ocean, we're still within that ocean, but around us is this film. It's like a balloon in the ocean. It's floating around the ocean, it's actually dropped inside the water, but it still thinks that it's separate, but it's not. And when it suddenly realizes that the homme that it's coated itself in, this cozy world of believing that it's separate, when that starts to slightly crack and peer open, and that connection with that divine comes in, it's so powerful, that connection, that we start crying because the pain of separation suddenly becomes real. And we realize how much pain we're in being separated from our divine. And then you get this sense of Bairag, where the world is no longer important, only Vaheguru is important. Then our homme, this sense of me, I am doing something, starts to disappear. And we start realizing actually, no, Vaheguru is doing everything. Even you watching this video and me making this video, it's kind of like Vaheguru is doing this. You understand after some time that people didn't do it. It's your Creator had that journey mapped out for you. And Creator has also a journey mapped out for the whole earth. And Sikhi is part of that journey. The Guru Nanak Dev Ji has been sent to give us this teaching, but he's also part of that Creator's journey. And here we are, trying to get ourselves outside of this Kalyug, this world of darkness, where we've come down from this enlightened age of Satyug. We've come down and now we're going to go back up again. People say, well, why? Why did the Creator make the world this way? Isn't it painful? Well, it's only painful from our point of view because we don't understand how the world is made. If we understand that reincarnation is true, that everybody who's died in the past, is going to be reborn again unless they become one with the Creator, then life is just another step. It's just like, when a child falls down when they're walking, we don't cry about it. We don't say, oh, that child got hurt, because we know that it's just part of the process of learning to walk. And the same with the world right now. If it's unenlightened, then that's part of the process, because at some point it's going to become fully enlightened, and in Satyug everybody will be aware of the Creator. Guru Nanak Dev Ji's come to swim Kali Yuga across. In summary, the Creator that we believe in is the same God that made the world. And if that's the God that you also believe in, and also you believe that the Creator is your other half, is your true love, that's also the Creator we believe in. Pure love, pure truth, pure joy, no hate, no fear, is everywhere, is causing everything, is pure compassion. And once we experience it, then we'll understand that. And Sikhi is never telling you to just have blind faith. No, Sikhi is always about you having that experience. It's not trying to say to you, believe this or else. Sikhi is saying, look, experience this, and you will understand yourself. So it's the one. We believe in the one. Apologies for any mistakes. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.